Thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 263 of the Massenomics podcast, the lifting podcast about nothing. My name is Tanner.
And my name is Tommy.
We're here back again from western northeast South Dakota. We've got a good one today, Tommy.
We've got a good one, like always.
Like always, we've got a good guest coming up. We have several things to revisit I've seen on our list, and boy, just all kinds of stuff. But first, let me grab something here.
Oh,
Today's show, this episode is brought to you by Fusion Sport Performance Supplements. Tommy, yes.
What's that about? I feel like we need some ruckus here.
Yes.
No, that's not the right one. Hey, we'll give him a cool beans on that.
Yeah. FSP, Fusion Sports Performance. Do you know what's in your supplements, Tommy?
I probably should know more than what I do.
Well, if you use Fusion Sports Performance, you always will. Fusion SP prides itself on being fully transparent, never using proprietary blends, and always providing its customers with top quality products, just like this one. Every Fusion Sports Performance product comes fully backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to fusionsp.net and listen to this. Use code MASS, M-A-S-S, to save a huge 20% on your order at fusionsp.net.
That's practically giving supplements away at that point.
Damn near. More to come on them later in the show, I suppose, then, yes. This episode is also brought to you by Texas Power Bars. In 1980, Buddy Cap set on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he had ever seen and trained with. And the Texas Power Bar was born. It was strong as a house with the best knurling, and it was maintenance-free. Hundreds of state, national, international, world, and 198-pound deadlift records have been and continue to be set and broken on the Texas Power Bar. To learn more about Texas Power Bars, visit them at texaspowerbars.com. Today's show is also brought to you by Lifting Large. Lifting Large has set a new standard for customer service within the strength world. They have live website chat support and speedy email responses. Lifting Large is home to the Ground Lock deadlift slipper, and they're always in stock and ready to ship. Massenomics listeners can save 20% on all Lifting Large branded products by using our discount code MASS20 at checkout, MASS20. Today's show is also brought to you by The Strength Co. The Strength Co. makes premium, made-in-America barbell equipment, including their machined and E-coated plates. These plates are functional, easy to handle, accurate, and made to last a lifetime. The Strength Co. plates have become the go-to choice for all members at Massenomics Gym. That's very true. Check out their plates and all their other made-in-America equipment online at thestrengthco.com. That's The Strength, CODOTCOM. And last but not least, today's episode is brought to you by SPUD Inc. The goal of SPUD Inc. straps is to make products that support sports performance and help everyone achieve their training goals. They make products that last forever, won't bust your budget, and most importantly, leave no doubt about success when everything is on the line. Check them out online at spud-inc-straps.com. Those are our sponsors for today's episode.
All right.
It's the Dream Team.
So, Tanner.
Exciting to add a new one in the fold.
It is very exciting. You could say that's a once in a 2 or 3 year occasion.
Yes, right.
Actually, we just did it not that long ago.
Right.
But it's pretty rare.
It is pretty rare.
Probably like about as rare as a solar eclipse or something like that.
They're right, same thing.
I'm no astrologist,
No,
but I
it's
got to
basically the
assume
same thing.
the frequency's the same.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
We did get a new piece of equipment at Massenomics Gym.
Oh, we've
gotten a few new pieces lately. I don't know if we ever talked. We got the Kabuki open-ended trap bar.
Yeah. Is that the official name? Is it the Kabuki trap bar? I always forget.
I don't know. I think that's right. I think
okay.
Maybe it's the Kabuki HD trap bar.
That sounds even better.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
If it's not that, they should probably call it that.
Yeah,
right?
and then, but more recently, we got the Rogue RM6 Monster Rack, 6-post rack in red.
In Massenomics Red.
Massenomics Red. It wasn't Rogue Red.
It's really weird
Massenomics
that
Red.
they
offered that.
Massenomics in.
They offered that. And then later, I think it's still coming this week, we have a whole bunch of attachments coming for that. We've got the monolift attachments, other spotter arms, Just all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, some more posts for
thing.
holding weights.
Yeah, that thing looks pretty cool in there.
So
though,
this is okay. Yeah, so we are probably there's probably a fair number of people that listen to this that have trained with or seen or used Rogue racks in their life.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
We've never had a Rogue rack down in the. This is our first like modern day powerlifting rack.
Yeah, we've never had the 3x3
steel
erector set style racks. We haven't had one of those. We've had old school. We had a Cybex one. We have one in there that I don't even know what make it is, and we just have
SPS or whatever.
like
it is.
these ones that have no interchangeable parts. Like that's kind of the beauty of these systems is that there are all these interchangeable parts, and also even like between brands, most of the stuff is interchangeable.
Yep, it all works. And so now that we got it, have you got more than one training session in with it?
I guess I did. I really have only squatted out of once, but I'm just using it for other things.
And I got to squat in it once, and I guess compared to what we're used to, for me, more often than not, I use the Cybex rack that
the one
this
we
replaced.
The one we got rid of.
I mean, functionally, they do the exact same thing.
Right.
If I was starting a gym and I was budget conscious, I would not be worried about getting a Rogue rack at all.
I wouldn't buy this one if you're
very,
budget
very,
conscious.
very expensive.
Yes.
We're talking thousands of dollars versus less than $1,000.
Yes.
And in that case, if your budget matters, then there's a lot more things you can get for your money.
Well, and that's why when we started a gym, we didn't.
Yeah, didn't have that. So I guess what shocked me probably the most is just how big a 6-post. How tall are these racks?
This one's 100-inch. It's the middle. This is kind of the standard. It's not the shorter. It's not the taller.
Yeah. So how big a 6-post 100-inch rack actually is?
Yeah.
They're monsters.
Yeah, it is called the monster.
It is called the monster.
Yeah.
But damn, that thing. People that have a garage gym, I'm like, yeah, I get like that is your garage. Right?
Yeah, that has to be the centerpiece because after you have that, there's not like a lot of room to mess around.
It's just that's a big piece of machinery.
It pretty much fills the 8x8 platform that we have it sitting on.
It does. I mean, it takes up the whole thing. So now, like, if you want to do anything off the front, like you're not really on the platform.
Yeah, I'm gonna add another 4x8 platform off the back of it.
Yeah. So that would the criticism would probably be that it's big and expensive.
Yeah.
The pros would be it looks really cool.
It does look really
and it's
cool.
really well built. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
The old Cybex one, it would, which again is still a great piece. And as far as lifting concerned, it does everything you need it to.
Yeah.
But
that
one, it would have some wobble to it when you'd rack the weights. Sometimes, the 2.5 or the 5 way up on the top would fall off. There was just a certain amount of play and everything. Like this thing, it's there.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't move.
I probably wouldn't have wanted Dan Bell to show up and squat 1,000 pounds out of the Cybex.
Not in the Cybex, no.
But he could out of this.
Yes.
I'm pretty confident in that.
He probably could in the Cybex too. I would just be a little more hesitant.
I'd be like, okay, thank God.
Just get out of there. Yeah, you'd get done with his workout. You'd be like, whew, that was a bullet on that one.
Yeah, exactly. What else about it? Yeah, it's mostly it looks cool. Oh, it was an undertaking to put that thing together. It comes in a lot of boxes.
Yeah, fortunately,
a lot of boxes.
Yeah, that also shocked me. I know you said, all right, yep, it's getting delivered, freight showing up with it. And then I walked in the gym. I didn't know you guys were putting it together. And I saw all these boxes and I'm thinking, damn, did Tanner get a bunch of barbells too? Yeah. And I didn't know about it because the sheer number of boxes is shocking.
Yeah. And it's a project. We used an cordless impact wrench because like if you turned all of the 1.5 bolts. Wrench, if you wrenched all of those, that would be brutal. Yeah. And I'm sure that's what a lot of people do, but like,
do a lot of people do that though? Do you think?
I think, well, I don't know if average people have like cordless impact. Right?
Yeah, probably not.
And especially that is capable of utilizing 1.5. Like it is enormous hardware. Like
I mean, you would be better off assuming you live in a town that allows you to. You'd be better off going to like Home Depot and renting a cordless impact for the day.
Right. I would.
Yeah,
I would. I mean, you could put it together without it, but like
still, it would just suck.
I mean, it took a long time with one,
with 3 guys that,
and also just like figuring out how it all goes together. Mm-hmm. That there's like 50 bolts that come with it, and when the bolts are an inch diameter and as long as they are. Like it's just the box of bolts is heavy and large.
Yeah,
But no, we didn't really have any hiccups. It just is a process putting something that big together.
Yeah, you need people to help you out. Like it's not something, I don't know. Maybe there is someone that's done it all alone, but
no, that is. I mean, I'm sure people have, but that is not a one man job.
Yeah, it should not.
You
be
could
done that way.
You could do it, but that would take a while and that would suck. I wouldn't even tackle it in one day. I don't think if I was doing that.
I mean, I wouldn't even tackle it at all.
By the time you got done, like your excitement would be so waned.
You're like,
be like,
this curse over
yeah,
here.
like,
Like
fuck this thing. I'm not
I had to pay
lifting today.
money for this. Yeah. So I'm excited to see the new attachments and everything when they come in. I mean, I'm already excited just to lift it all the time because it is really, really nice. But
it does look cool.
I am excited to see these new attachments and see what this is all about.
Yeah, I think we'll get some Massenomics customization going on it too here.
You got to. You can't get that thing and not get it all Massenomics up.
The lights, the overhead lighting does hit it just right in the perfect spot there where it just
you like glow when you're squatting on it now.
You do.
Could be our pasty white skin, but
that's it too.
There's a
coming
certain
out
glow
of the
over
South
there.
Dakota winter.
yeah. Recovering from that.
Oh, remember I've been meaning to bring this up since we did episode 260. We said the countries with the fewest listeners. One of them was Cuba.
Mm-hmm.
You're not this will blow your mind. I know who the listener is from Cuba. Yes, I do. I know who the listener is from Cuba. It is Mary's uncle's wife. I guess Mary's my wife's uncle's wife.
My wife.
My wife's uncle's wife, Maida, listens to the Massenomics podcast.
In Cuba?
Has listened to the Massenomics podcast before. She's Cuban. Yes. And
wow.
So I would bet money that is her.
That's the one.
That's her, she is the download. So just really crazy that one of those, and I knew the.
That's really impressive.
Yeah. My wife brought that up to me.
Yeah, that's really good. We'll have to try and get to the bottom of these other countries. See if we can find the one listener in all these countries
and be like, have them all on and be like, thank you for representing your country.
Personally, thank every one of them. Tanner, we should hop into a beverage here because I'm getting thirsty.
What's in the can segment?
Let's pretend it. Okay. It will be.
Because Tommy, before you bust that out, I have something I have to bust out for this segment.
I like.
And do you know what I'm doing with this?
I don't know if I know.
Because this is a what's in the can segment, correct?
Yep.
So.
We got the special Massenomics blindfold.
Yes.
These are also available on our website as Massenomics OG headbands. But if you want to use it as a blindfold, you can go ahead and do that too. Tanner, God, that is a good looking blindfold.
And I can confirm I cannot see.
Okay.
So you're going to have to.
So here it is. Okay. And the only reason I said I don't know, I cannot remember if we've done this one before.
I'm really flying blind here though, because
you are flying blind. So
this is adding it's making podcasting
a
feel harder to
other
me.
level to it.
Yeah. I also can't hear quite the same out of my headphones, which also makes it feel a lot different. Do I have my headphones on? Okay.
Yep, they are on. They are in fact on your head.
Smell. Almost no noticeable smell.
But boy, is it refreshing. What do we got, Tanner? What do we got?
Let me take another sip here. Boy. I got to take one more sip. I'm not catching much here.
Going back for more.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a sparkling water. Okay. I'm trying to decide if it's flavored or not.
Okay.
I'm leaning towards a pure. I think we had a pure LaCroix one day.
Okay.
But I'm going to feel ashamed of myself if I say pure and it is actually flavored. Let me take one more. I'm going to say it's pure LaCroix.
Well, Tanner.
Okay.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look-see. Remove that blindfold.
Oh, no.
Look at the can.
It looks colored.
Tanner, we have ourselves a Polar Lemon Seltzer.
Now I have to taste it now that I know what it is.
And when you were saying that, I was like, damn, this really isn't flavored very heavily.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. With my action, that was a true blind. I couldn't even see the color of any color of the can out of because sometimes you
can kind of maybe catch it a little bit.
You know, I try not to. So that makes it harder because
It
I have
does.
no color reference.
We better keep that going forward,
right,
Tanner.
right. That's a truer test. I don't know.
It's lightly flavored.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's refreshing, but it is lightly flavored. And Polar usually, we were just saying last week, they have stronger flavors, it feels like.
Yeah, not that. I think this is, I can tell, I guess, but tastes good.
Yeah. I'd give it a 3.5, I think.
I'd give it a 3.5.
Just because the flavor is a little bit on the light
Yep.
side.
Yep.
But one piece of follow-up, Tanner, in after the Pete Rubish podcast, Dan Bell said he could hear the sadness in his voice about not having an oven.
Yeah.
And did he send him a Pizzazz? Is that what it was?
Yeah, that looked like a pizzazz. So did Dan send him that?
I thought that's what it was, wasn't
Oh.
it? Or that's what
I
it
don't
was,
know
wasn't it?
I didn't know. I saw he got one.
I took that as
Okay.
here. Maybe it's I think it was in his story.
Either way, it's great that Pete got a pizzazz.
I took it as, and I could have read the message wrong, but I took it as Dan sent him a Pizzazz.
Okay.
But who knows?
That's even better. We should have sent him a pizzazz.
we should have been the Pizzazz.
Yeah.
Do you have a Pizzazz, Tanner?
No, we had one at in the house I lived in college. And
Yeah,
I hardly remember even using it. Though.
I've never had a Pizzazz, and I'm not sure if I've ever eaten off a Pizzazz.
Oh,
before.
really? Yeah.
I have friends that have them.
I think it.
So I've probably had one at a friend's house and not known it, but I've never knowingly ate off a Pizzazz before.
I think it cooks pizza pretty well and pretty quickly too.
Does
and
it?
You don't think you really have. There's no preheating, and there is something satisfying about watching it
just go
cook
around
in
and
front
around.
of you. Yeah, and it's like because it cooks like as it goes through the thing, and you can like especially as it's getting closer to the end, you're like, it's like crisping it.
Looks like Huck Finn and those guys. They're all big into the Pizzazz, aren't they?
And I do think they do for as much of a
gimmicky kind of thing as they are.
I think that they're pretty decent.
Might have to look into this Pizzazz.
But my thing is, it's another small appliance to put in your.
You can fill your kitchen with that stuff if you want to.
I get that's a pet peeve of mine. Almost is all the
kitchen
small
devices?
kitchen appliances. I'm like,
Yeah. They start to add up. All right, Tanner, we got a lot of follow up here. So another one, I have someone. Let me pull it up. I don't want to miss any names here, Tanner. So in my DMs,
someone slid in.
Justin Opella today said, as a Massenomics fan and a mathematician, that's you should put that on a job application.
Was
right
it?
there.
Is this mean median mode?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Because we do have follow up.
We do have that.
Too,
Yep. I'm leaving that one to you,
Okay.
Tanner. He said, I had to dig a little deeper on data following the recent podcast. I pulled all the data from the Open Powerlifting database to see how all the Tanners compare to the Tom Thomas's Tommies. On average, Tanners are younger, leaner, and weaker.
Oh, damn it. It was going good until
the average.
None of which I'm older.
This is actually
fatter.
So the average age, do you want to know what the average age of a Tanner in the database is versus the Tommy Thomas's?
The average age of a Tanner. Can I guess what it is?
Yeah.
I'm going to say a little younger than me. So, but not that much younger than me. So I'm going to say 30.
20.99 years old. So basically 21
Really?
years old. Yeah. The average age for the Tommy variations, 35.88. That one kind of surprises me a little bit.
Tommy is old.
Yeah, that's the older name. All right. But now the really important thing is body weight. What's the average body weight? Well, I already told you Tanners are leaner. Do you want to guess how weight, Tanner? Do you want me to just hit you with it?
An average age being 21, I think that brings it average body weight 190.
194.
Okay.
Versus 206 for the Tommies.
Okay.
Average bench. We have it all, Tanner. Average bench for the Tanners.
Oh.
In case you're wondering.
190 pounders, 21 years old. 295.
You're way too high.
Really? That's too
Way
high.
too
I was
high.
kind of trying. Okay. 265.
Wait, too high still.
Damn. Go ahead.
243.
Oh, wow. I should be bringing up the average there.
Versus 315 for the Tommies.
Wow.
That's a big gap there, isn't it?
That's 315 is a good average for the.
I'm happy to report I'm above that. Well, maybe not at this moment in time, but I was bringing all of
You're only helping the
my
average.
most recent meets brought that average up.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to report that part.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, I'm carrying the average.
You are really bringing that average up, Tanner. Average squat for the Tanners. What do you got?
If it's anything like the bench, so I guess I'll say 390.
389.88, which is 390. So I'll go 390.
Ding.
There you go. Versus the Tommies at 447. So
That's
quite a bit
pretty
more.
good average squat.
That's a pretty good average squat.
Tommies are pretty strong at 315.
Pretty stout
440.
individuals,
Yeah,
aren't
right.
they? All right. Now, last one, the average deadlift for a Tanner.
It's got to be more than the squat. It's got to start with a 4. I'm going to say 425.
Not far off. 414
Okay.
versus the Tommies at 486.
That's pretty good too. Like the
not
Tommy
bad.
numbers are good.
So the Tommy average would put you around 448, 11. Tommies have like a 1,200 total.
Okay. Yeah.
Tanners definitely don't have a
Do
1,200
not have
total.
a good total. We're not putting up a good total. We're putting up a 1,050 pound total.
Yep, that ain't cutting it.
No.
So thank you, Justin Opella, for that follow-up.
That is
there.
good.
Yeah.
That is good.
I'm glad someone took the time to go through those.
I mean, I feel less good about being named Tanner like my peers here.
but you got to feel pretty good that you're kind of like the king of the Tanners.
I must be like, I have to be towards the top
Your elite
25% of Tanners.
Your
for
elite
sure.
Tanner.
Yes. I'm starting to. The Tanner memes are starting to make more and more sense to me, though, after that sampling size.
After hearing about all these youngins.
So last time I talked about mean, median, mode.
Yes.
Didn't get it all right. Got to hear about it from a lot of people this week.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was going to happen.
Some of that, though, everyone has to remember, we are live on a podcast when we do it.
Oh, yeah. And like
Everyone that writes in has the luxury of checking the old Google machine before they say
we could
anything.
sit and look everything up, but
Right.
it's really boring to sit and hear us Google
But so when
stuff.
I was describing median, just the quick follow up, when I was describing median, like trying to explain that wasn't median, that was mode.
Okay. So is
when I was describing,
because you said median, or
when
you
I was
said mode is
describing
dead
mode,
in the middle.
when I was describing mode, that's median.
Okay. So
Whatever the middle
mode,
number in the range is.
So if there is 7, the mode would be 4, correct?
Yeah, if it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the
Okay.
mode would be 4. It's the most middle. It's the middle. Like if there's ours was 1 hour and 8 minutes because that was the most middle number of our out of 260 episodes. That was number 130.
Right.
know.
Yep. So it's the middle of the number line, basically.
Right. Yes, exactly.
Whereas
if you plotted out all
on a number line, you just find the one right in the middle.
Yeah, find the one right.
And that is mode.
That is median.
Oh, that is median.
That's median. I was describing that as mode, but that's median.
Okay.
Mode is whichever number in the data set, exact number appears the most often.
Okay, so it's the most common.
Yeah.
Most common
Which is, and then
integer.
someone also got, I think it must have been Big Luke got back on that and he said that was 1 hour and 3 minutes was actually our mode because he went and found it after that.
Okay,
he
so
said,
not too far
Yeah,
off.
right. No.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we got that and probably forget again. But
Yeah.
I guess I'll just remember median is the middle.
Right.
Mode is.
And mean is the average, you know, which we knew that had that part right. It was really, I explained what I thought mode was, and that was median.
Okay.
Should have
And
been
they
median.
said, geez, who hired this guy at any job?
Yeah. No shit.
Wow. Okay. So what else we got then, Tanner? I think that takes care of most of our.
I talked about the Cuban listener that I know. Name drop. What are we at?
Talked about. We got a few minutes actually. We
that usually never-
crushed it. Yeah.
That usually never happens. We
this
always
is-
never get through everything on the list.
This is weird territory.
What other stuff we've got going on is we were talking about maybe going to an event here at some point in time. I don't know that everything's in stone in that, but we were talking about going to the Showdown meet.
Mm-hmm.
Having a booth at the Showdown meet.
Yeah, which is
September something?
Yeah.
September something. So that could be cool if that all pans out. That's new exciting Massenomics news that we haven't
that'd
delivered
be a lot
yet.
of fun too.
Yeah. Our last,
Which for us is a pretty close event too. What's it? Only like
Kansas City.
9 hours away, 10
where
hours
that
away.
is a close event
Just a
for
short
us.
drive. Yeah.
Where it's like, and we actually talk about it that way. We're like, ooh, that's pretty close. Like if we're gonna do one, that would be the one. It's
like
only,
we can leave
it's
and
only
get there
a
the
day,
same day.
a one grueling day drive.
Yeah, not bad at all. So that's something that's potentially on the radar for later in the year here.
We did have our drop go off, and I'd say the drop went really well. The headband was part of it, of course. The headbands are selling well.
The headbands are selling well, and we didn't know. Like you never know. We always talk about what we think might be the most popular items in the drop, and we thought, dark side tee. I don't know. Maybe that'll go well with people. Maybe it won't. And people really like that one.
People loved the dark side tee.
Like we just did not know what to expect.
No.
And there's always ones that surprise you, but that one probably surprised us even more than what we thought it would.
That was a pleasant surprise, I would say.
So I think we're getting a reorder going on those things because they were moving.
Yes, they are. You always don't really know until as soon as after the fact. Then you're like, oh yeah, of course that one's popular.
Yeah.
Or of course that one's not as popular as some of the other ones.
12 hours in, you have a pretty good idea how things are going to shake out.
Yeah.
But that one was from the start a heavy hitter for us.
And now we're working on our next 3 drops.
And boy, are things looking good.
Yeah.
Like we are we talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about it on here a decent amount. We talk about it with ourselves a lot. We're really excited for these. Probably maybe the most excited we've ever been for drops is like the next couple months here.
May, June, we have that planned out pretty well right now, and it looks like it's going to be really cool.
We even have most of the merchandise in hand already. Like we're on top of it. Yeah, we're pretty pumped about these next few right here.
Yeah, we're going to be rich. Filthy, stinking rich.
Or at least have a lot of t-shirts. You know?
That's true. One or the other is going to happen.
It's a win-win, right?
We're either going to be rich in money or rich in t-shirts that we can't sell.
Yeah. I think there's no downside in that scenario.
And we've got those deficit deadlift boots on the way too.
So we've had a few posts on Instagram lately that have got a lot of discussion on them. Yeah. And it's really funny seeing the stupid comments come out.
Yeah, the Massenomics army does not disappoint.
It's so there's multiple times conflict of interest. I'm a part of Massenomics, but it's the only account that I have to go back to multiple times a day just to read the comments because the comment section is fire, Tanner.
Yeah, yes, it is.
There's a lot of funny stuff going on in there.
There is a lot of funny original stuff that pops up in the comment section. Yeah, it does not disappoint ever. Also, this week, the 50% podcast aired actually, it was last week now that you're listening to it. Today.
Well, I think, today for us as a recording.
Yes, so make sure to check that out if you haven't.
We've gotten a lot of really good feedback.
Yeah, we reviewed
so far on it.
Powerlifting Unlimited, and I really think for anyone that was a fan of the old Powercast and is a fan of Massenomics, it is pretty fun where you're like, these guys all together.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is fun. It was a good episode. I had to laugh. My brother messaged me. He goes, "Have you ever seen that movie before?" And I'm like, haha, yeah, I watched the whole thing before we recorded. He's like, "I'm joking. It plays in the gym every day." I'm like, well, I didn't know if you meant the whole thing or not. Like,
right. Yeah, because with it playing in the gym, I couldn't have done that episode with just what I take from it playing in the gym. Because
I couldn't either.
I had to actually sit down.
Well, and there's a few parts that I didn't know where the hell they happened in the movie. Just because you always catch it at a weird time.
Right. Yeah, we did have to actually sit down and watch it. But then he's like, well, yeah, of course you've seen it.
Yeah. Have you ever watched that movie? The classic that is Power Unlimited.
Yep.
Well, should we keep this train moving?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Today's show is brought to you by none other than Fusion Sports Performance Supplements. Do you know what's in your supplements, Tanner?
Yeah, I got the list right here.
Okay. If you use Fusion Sports Performance, you always will. Fusion SP prides itself on being fully transparent, never using proprietary blends, and always providing its customers with top quality products.
I can verify, I go right down the list and it tells me what's in it and exactly how much.
They offer 2 pre-workout options with Super Soldier pre-workout and Mad Titan High Stim pre-workout. Sounds like those could do something for you.
Yep.
Both have proven ingredients at their full clinical doses to maximize performance, increase muscular endurance, improve focus, and get you that much sought-after pump. Both are favorites amongst strength sport athletes. The Healing Factor post-workout combines BCAAs with a full serving of creatine monohydrate and other great ingredients to help maximize your efforts in the gym, build muscle, and recover fast. Fusion's whey protein isolate not only tastes great, it also has 27 grams of protein per scoop, 0 fat, and low or no carbs, depending on the flavor. It doesn't contain any soy or gluten, and it won't cause any stomach discomfort. Available in vanilla ice cream, chocolate fudge, and frosted cinnamon roll flavors. Most orders are shipped within 1 business day, and Fusion Sports Performance products come fully backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to fusionsp.net and use code MASS, M-A-S-S, to save a huge 20% on your order. Once again, that's fusionsp.net. Use code MASS to save 20% on your order. Today's show is also brought to you by Texas Power Bars. I had to laugh really hard, Tanner. I don't know who it was. Someone had in their post. They were working out, and they just had like half the caption of the Texas Power Bar ad, half the text of the Texas Power Bar ad as their caption on the post. Buddy Caps. Oh no, I think it was hashtag strong as a house, hashtag maintenance free, hashtag
Hashtag maintenance free.
Yeah. Hashtag best and early never. Buddy Cap first started lifting weights in the late 60s and began powerlifting in the mid 70s. At the time, he was working for Image Barbell building gym equipment. Around 1976, a local machine shop started making Olympic bars for them, calling it the Image Bar. In 1977, Image Barbell became Champion Barbell. It was then that Buddy started looking at the bars with an intent of changing them for the better. In 1979, Buddy bought his first lathe to begin addressing the known issues. In 1980, his passion, drive, and purpose now had a greater mission. Buddy set out on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he'd ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. It was strong as a house with the best knurling and was maintenance-free. Hundreds of state, national, international, world, and Massenomics powerlifting records have been and continue to be set and broken on the Texas Power Bar. To learn more about Texas Power Bars and buy one of their legendary bars, visit texaspowerbars.com. Today's show is also brought to you by The Strength Co. The Strength Co. operates starting strength affiliate gyms out of Southern California. They have a staff of experienced starting strength coaches that know the best way to develop strength through the barbell movements. Grant, the owner of The Strength Co., is a Marine, and he is passionate about obtaining quality American products and labor for all aspects of his business. The Strength Co. makes premium, made-in-America barbell equipment, including their machined and E-coated plates. These plates are functional, easy to handle, accurate, and made to last a lifetime. The Strength Co. plates have become the go-to choice for all members at Massenomics Gym. Check out their plates and all their other made-in-America equipment online at thestrengthco.com. That's thestrengthco.com. Today's show is also brought to you by Lifting Large. Since 2004, Lifting Large has been providing lifters across the world with powerlifting gear from Titan Support Systems. Lifting Large has the largest in-stock supply on Titan wrist and knee wraps in the world. Home of the Ground Lock Deadlift Slipper, they are always in stock and always ready to ship. They have ER competition combo racks that are also ready to go too. They're the only powerlifting supplier with live website chat support available during the weekdays, and you can get email replies to your questions in hours, not days like some of the other guys. And they are now accepting Amazon Pay and Stripe for a quick and simple checkout, and once your checkout is complete, your orders will ship fast with same-day shipping on most orders. Massenomics customers can use code MASS20, that's MASS20, to get 20% off Lifting Large branded products and also receive an additional 50 rewards points added to your Lifting Large account. Place your orders at liftinglarge.com, and you can follow them on Instagram at liftinglarge.com. That's at liftinglarge, DOTCOM. And last but not least, the Massenomics podcast is brought to you by SPUD Inc. and the SPUD Inc. dumbbell handle. The SPUD Inc. cartoon dumbbell handle is what SPUD likes to call it, and it's because this thing can hold a ridiculous amount of weight. 525 pounds to be exact. Can you one-arm roll that, Tanner? No, didn't think so. Answered for you. Too slow. They are jacked for a simple dumbbell. For years, 200-pound dumbbells were about the heaviest available, and they were always awkward to press. With the new SPUD Inc. cartoon handle, a new level is here. The bar alone weighs 25 pounds and is 36 inches in length. The total weight loading area is 28 inches. The handle is well knurled, and the quality is much better than even the top bars out there. Check out the SPUD Inc. dumbbell handle online at spud-ink-straps.com. Thank you to our sponsors.
This does taste a little lemony the more
There's
I
a
think
little
about
bit
it.
in there?
Yeah.
Or did you just will the lemon into existence?
Now I'm not sure. All right. Let's take this bitch to 10,000 feet. Buckle up.
We're clear. Are we cleared for takeoff,
We're
Tanner?
cleared for takeoff. We're going to 10,000.
You are cleared for takeoff.
Hello.
Yeah, Big Kaler, you're on the Massenomics podcast with Tanner and Tom.
Hey.
What's up, Kaler?
Hey, guys. Hey, what's happening? How are y'all?
Pretty good. We're excited to have you on here today.
Yeah, I'm excited to be on. Thanks for having me.
You don't have to lie to us like that.
No.
We know you're not excited.
It was hard to find any excuse to do something else at 9 p.m. So.
On a Wednesday night.
Y'all got me. I was like, God.
That's our thing.
Yeah.
We get everyone in a corner where they can't get away and they have to see us.
Yeah.
The only out is that you say like, yeah, I'm usually in bed by then, but then you also have to admit that you go to bed at like 8:30 p.m. So
Yeah. Which sometimes, but no, I stayed up for you guys. So.
Yeah, awesome. Good.
You just drank a Mountain Dew right before this just to be
Yeah.
wired for it.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. We're excited to talk to you. Like the most important thing I wanted to know, just gonna hit it right off the bat, is I wanted to find out your full take on the Jefferson deadlift. Where does the Jefferson deadlift fit into you in the school of deadlifts?
I'm trying to think. Okay. It has to be. This is the best lift that is like not a lift. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This has to be like the best running joke lift I've like ever witnessed on the internet before. Like, so there's something to be said about that aspect of it. You know what I mean? It's very impressive how long this continues to go on, but yet it still is funny every time I see it. You know what I mean? It's like there's not a lot of things that are like that, I guess, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we were talking before the show. I don't know if we've seen a video of you doing like a really heavy Jefferson deadlift. Like, do you know?
Have you ever done a Jefferson?
Yeah. Have you done
deadlift,
like have you ever pushed the limits on what your Jefferson is?
I have not. I've done 500 and it doesn't, you know, it wasn't too hard, but it feels awkward enough to where I'll probably never do it heavy for good reasons, you know? Like I'd be afraid what would happen if I like did something that I had to like try really hard on or something, you know?
Is there an amount of money that would get you to do it?
Definitely, yeah. because at this point, like fuck it, like I tore my pec, like, you know, like I'll do some things. I'll do some things right now. You know what I mean? So I'll do some things. Yeah. What else? I mean, you know.
Okay, we're making a note of that now.
We have thrown the idea
around. Of course, there's an amount of money.
Yeah, we have thrown the idea around before of like putting up like an actual purse of money to get some like a few people online.
Because right now we do keep the official leaderboard, and who's at the very top?
Sean Green, the deadlift machine, has pulled 910 pounds Jefferson deadlift.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And the Forsaken Warrior, he was
I think 840 maybe he did. Steve Johnson.
Yeah.
And he did get injured.
He did get hurt attempting to do one.
Yeah.
Don't let that scare you though.
Which, I mean, I think to be fair, that has, you know, I think that could have happened. Maybe he was just having a bad day, and that could happen on any of the other lift he decided to do that day.
That's
too,
true.
You know?
Anytime you're messing with that amount of weight.
Well, I feel like anytime there's more than like 600 pounds on a bar, the chance for injury goes way up, right?
I suppose it doesn't. Definitely. It doesn't help when it's the lift that you kind of never do ever. Let's just try
it. Yeah, especially a lift that just anatomically just makes no sense. You know. There's just things are probably just, you know, things can go wrong.
Yes. So we were talking before about some of the stuff we were going to ask you and go over with you. And it seemed like for a while, maybe not quite so much right now, but it seemed like for a while on social media, you were fairly quiet. Is that right? Or was that by design, or just did you have other stuff going on?
That's, it kind of, you just kind of fall out of the habit of doing things sometimes. And I kind of just enjoyed not doing it for a little while.
Yeah. So
it was nice to be quiet and kind of like feel like forgotten about a little bit. You know what I mean? Like it was just nice things were quiet for a while, and I kind of liked it. So
Yeah, I know what you mean. I never post on social media. If Massenomics relied on Tommy for posting on social media, we wouldn't be a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it was nice to kind of feel like I was just doing things like I used to, because like, I don't know. It was just like a lot of things, like for a lot of reasons, it was just like a tough year. So it was just nice to kind of rediscover a new reason to love training again. And like I used to a long time ago, like, because Instagram hasn't always been like a thing. So, you know, it was easy for the posting and whatnot to fall off, I guess, because I feel like before it was something that I was always putting a lot of effort into. It was always something I had to like make myself do. So it was really easy to get to where I was just like not doing it very often, and then kind of just getting to where I wasn't doing it at all. And I kind of realized I wasn't doing it at all, and I was like, you know, I think I'm kind of wasting this platform. So yeah, you know, I started posting a little bit more on it again.
Were you getting a lot of questions from people like, "Hey man, you still alive?"
Yeah. Did you stop lifting? And I was like, guys, I don't think you understand. Like, I don't think I can just like stop lifting, you know, like. But yeah.
But there is a feeling out there though, like if someone's not posting on Instagram, like are they still lifting?
Yeah, it's either things are going really bad or they quit lifting. It has to be one of the two, right?
And it's funny because like, you know, I had a certain plan as far as like what I wanted to do to start posting again. Like I wanted to take it in a different direction and kind of do something that I don't do before. Cause I don't know, it's kind of just boring. And cause training had actually been going really well, but you know, I was like, maybe I'll just not really show that. Maybe I'll make it seem like it's not, you know? And I was just going to kind of post some halfway shitty lifts for me, you know, lifts that would be halfway believable, but I would still just really struggle with them. You know, maybe I would just work up to, like, you know, over like the process of like a month, work up to deadlifting 750 pounds and then just grind the absolute like shit out of it. But you know, behind the scenes, that's not really like what's happening with my training, you know? So I was just going to kind of like go on with this for a little while. But then I ended up tearing my pec. So then, you know, then I actually did have to stop training real heavy.
Right.
So yeah, things changed when that happened. But
so you tore your pec benching, I assume then is what happened.
No, I was pushing my car. I had like ran out of gas. Like, I mean, I had just missed my gas calculations by when I say 200 feet, I mean like 200 feet. The gas station was like right there. I had just got to work and the gas station's like right next to work. I was like, I definitely have enough gas to get to work and then around the corner to the gas station after work, you know. I was like, it's early, I need to get there now, you know. So but no, I pretty much had enough to get like mostly into my parking space. It's sort of on an incline, right? So I have to push my car that's like it's a Jeep, so it's kind of heavy. So I'm pushing it into place, right? And it kind of starts to roll backwards a little bit. And I was like, okay, so I have to push on it kind of hard now, you know? And so when I go to push on it kind of hard to stop it, you know, because I don't want it to like roll into the street, that's like whenever my pec just, you know, just tears. And then so I run and like I pull the emergency brake on it and then kind of just stop it where it's at. And then, you know, then assess the situation from there.
Wow. I see. You just always hear torn pec. You just assume benching. Like I had no idea that's
Yeah. Oh. So, I mean, I guess I was pushing on it kind of hard and it was first thing in the morning, but like, I don't know. It was just really, really shitty luck because I really hadn't been benching that heavy. I had been doing a lot of volume and stuff. If anything, my overhead presses and incline, I had been doing a lot more of and whatnot. And then I hadn't benched over heavier than 450 in a good while. So my pecs didn't feel bad. You know, I didn't feel like I had all this wear and tear on them or anything. So the fact that it just exploded like that really just, I don't know. It's just really bad luck.
So I guess the moral of the story is just don't have a job, right?
Yeah. Like if I had just stayed home and done nothing, like I would have been fine, you know, like.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's shitty. Wow.
That does suck though when it just
it's like a freak accident.
Training even. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I got a ride to and from work for the next 3 days because I didn't want to deal with my fucking car I didn't want to look at that motherfucker. You know, so I was really mad about the whole thing. So yeah. But I only live half a mile away from like where I have to work anyway. So I was like, I would just get like a ride from somebody like on their way or something.
So is it was it a partial tear? Did you have to get surgery or?
You know, it's kind of needed to kind of be good again, but it's kind of hard to like, you know, go through the process of spending all that money on it right now and whatnot. just because it's already not affecting my day-to-day life whatsoever. It never really did, except for maybe like a week. It was kind of hard to I didn't eat with my right hand for a couple of days. It's kind of hard to change my clothes and stuff. But I mean, other than that, that was just like a couple of days, and now it like functions completely fine. I can pretty much almost deadlift normal and hold a bar on my back and just squat and stuff. So, and bench a little bit too. So it doesn't seem like, I don't know. So we'll see. But then whenever I flex that, my pec, it's kind of just in the middle of my chest. But yeah, there's a little bit of a hole like right underneath my front delt. So when I do curls, I can see like a lot more of my bicep. Kind of interesting looking, but
Wow,
it's just an elaborate plan to get more ripped arms.
yeah.
I guess, yeah. So
Playing the long game.
Yeah.
yeah. So,
well, did you have a plan of something in sight prior to that, where you were planning on competing, or were you just holding off on that for the time being? I mean, obviously you are holding off on that now, but
yeah, I was gonna do something. I wanted to kind of do something around September, and I mean, I'm still kind of going to,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, by then I'll bench 3 something at the very least. I don't really care,
Right.
That could be whatever. But I've really just been kind of wanting to. The deadlift deadlift training's been going really good for a while, and actually, the day before I tore my pec, I'd have like really, really good deadlift session and whatnot, and yeah, I had like a lot of momentum going in that direction, and I'm not very far away from being able to pick back up to kind of like where I was on that. So I'd like to continue that as soon as I can if I'm able to. I mean, even if it's just like squat and deadlift,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Bench is overrated anyways, right?
Yeah. And I did overhead presses today with 135, and I was able to do like, sets of 10, and like, so I'm already able to do that.
Right.
So it feels pretty good.
Okay. So how about the deadlift? So you still hold correct me if I'm wrong, you hold the 198 pound biggest deadlift of all time. Is it 400,
Yes.
400 kilos? Is that one or?
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct.
What do you think? Will that, do you see anyone that's going to challenge that soon? Like, are you concerned about that getting broken? Do you not care? How do you feel about the record?
Honestly, I'm still surprised it's still there. It's been there for like 5 years now, almost,
Right.
4 actually, like 4 years and 2 months or something like that. So that's like in powerlifting, that's a really old record these days.
That's true.
That's the crazy part is it
especially
is.
with deadlifts. Like, look
Especially
at how
in the
deadlifts
deadlift.
have been going over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But this one seems to be cursed. I have seen this attempted several times. Like, I've seen people get close, like a handful of people that probably most people don't even know about. Actually, the first guy I saw attempt it was in Russia. He was like some Russian guy. I don't think I'd ever met him or seen him before. I want to say maybe I follow him on Instagram now, but yeah, he had got really close to it. He got all the way to the top with it. He just fell forward. He lost his balance with it. And then, Jeremy Avila, he tried to break it at one point. John Hack got really close. So I'm just surprised it's still there. Ashton Ruska probably could if he, wanted to.
Yeah, that's what it just feels like. There's a handful of guys that could take it at any time. It just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. I also wouldn't have a very hard time doing a meet at 198 because competing at 220, I don't think I've officially ever weighed in more than 216. And that's been like kind of a really good body weight for me, kind of heavy and whatnot.
Yeah.
So 198, I could figure that out. That is just, especially for deadlifting, you don't really lose a whole lot of strength if you go down in body weight.
So that would maybe be incentive for you to do that though, if someone got up there.
Well, it'll be easier to lose a little bit of body weight now because, like, I think, like, I mean, I'm probably just getting my head a little bit, but my chest already feels like I've lost like 10 pounds on it. So.
Yeah, right.
So that right there, I'm already close to 198. So that's just like a small little water cut now.
Yeah.
And if anything, I should have better upper body mobility with holding a bar. So I'm really curious to see like how this plays into training, not like doing a whole lot of chest stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Like to see what that actually does.
Because I think throwing bench into your routine, I think for a lot of people it can kind of like it just kind of fucks things up because if you look at if you look at bench compared to the other two lifts, this is kind of just like a theory of mine, though. But if you look at the other two lifts, they kind of make sense. They're things that you just do all the time, like in your day-to-day life. You squat down all the time. You pick stuff up all the time. You squat deadlift all the time. You don't really ever like lay on your back and bench press anything. So I feel like whenever you throw that into a routine with those other two and you're doing it really heavy, things just kind of, I don't know. I felt like my elbows were always kind of aching, chest always kind of aches because I'm always forcing myself to do kind of an unnatural movement and do it like, heavy and stuff where it has like really good hypertrophy benefits. I feel like it kind of, at least for me, it seemed to be like a lift that my body just didn't particularly like a whole lot. So
I do think it's like unquestionably the least natural of those.
Yeah, it really is.
Like the Greek statues of guys, like they did have muscular legs and stuff like that, and like maybe some muscular arms and stuff, but not really like they didn't have like defined chests and stuff like that. I don't think like until the muscular chest wasn't a thing until like much later on, like that just came about like really recently, relatively speaking to everything else.
Yeah. It's always kind of been like the upper body thing has been an overhead press,
right?
Traditionally, yeah. So
what about the 220 record? Are you second right now? Did you that get chipped then?
I think so, but man, it was at one of those fucking like European meets. I'm just gonna say it straight up. It's like one of those fucking European meets who was like, who really knows, right?
Yeah.
It looked good. That last one looked better than another one I had seen. But I think it was a deadlift only meet. Is that right? Or
it's Weir's Becky or whatever, right? Is that who has that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is he the Polish guy, right? Isn't that?
Yeah. If mine was like, I think mine was 953. Maybe he did like 955.
Yep,
like with
that's
that
what
chip,
I think
with
it
that
is.
chip or something.
Yeah.
Maybe like a deadlift only.
It might have been, yes.
And the whole thing about deadlift records nowadays is I'm starting to just kind of hate it, because there's just so many different things you can do. So I'm really happy to see that this year in Russia they didn't use like the big plates to deadlift with.
Yeah.
Because they'd get the crazy bar, the really wide plates, and like these bars are locking out with the weights like inches off the ground.
Oh, it helps. It helps so much. I was basically, if I could have controlled it, I was basically strong enough to deadlift 970 that day. And on like a normal like setup, like back home, no, I was not capable of picking up 970 off of the floor. So it was quite a difference. So the fact that there's records, I was really happy to see Jamal break, nothing against her, but I was really happy to see that record go down, particularly because it was a record done on those plates.
Right. And whereas Jamal did it to what, the normal standard or what most people would consider the standard. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And then also doing things like using different bars can really help a lot, even if you're using the same plates. So the difference between like a Texas deadlift bar and a brand new Ohio deadlift bar, or kind of a newer one, like whenever you have like 900 pounds on it, you can really kind of tell a little bit of a difference. At least I really feel like I can, at least to the point to where I won't train on a Texas deadlift bar. Because there's always the chance that maybe the meet I do is going to use in Ohio, and if I've trained on a Texas the whole time, I've kind of screwed myself a little bit
because of the extra whip on the Texas.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I've always found the Texas definitely to be easier.
So you'd rather train with the Ohio, and then if you do get to take advantage of the Texas, you just do that at the meet.
Definitely.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can. I mean, I guess people can think what they want about it, but I think there's a difference between a record set on each of those bars as well. And I hate nitpicking at things like that. That's almost just why I wish the idea of a deadlift bar just kind of didn't really exist at all, because of things like that. It could be manipulated it could be manipulated in like, you can just do so many things to kind of make it work to your advantage. Sneaky things that maybe not everybody realizes,
Yeah. So how much do you what's the heaviest deadlift you've done on like a stiff straight bar before? And do you ever even go for heavy singles with just a stiff bar?
No, it's been such a long time because really anytime I get around to training heavy, it's getting ready for me. Right. So there's not a lot of reps.
Right.
I've definitely done like well over 8 both stances. There's definitely more of a difference with sumo on the deadlift bar versus conventional. I would say if my best conventional was at 909 on the deadlift bar, under the same circumstances, I would say or on like a stiff bar, I would say it was probably 860, give or take, maybe even 870. Whereas you could maybe see close to the same difference, if not a little bit more, with like sumo. If my best sumo was like 950 on the deadlift bar, maybe it would be. I don't know. I've always really believed I could do over 900 sumo on a stiff bar. I mean, I've never tried. I don't know if there's ever really been a good reason to, other than to say that I did.
There's not a reason.
It just, it just doesn't make sense. It'd be an ego thing, and that's just not a good enough reason to do for me, I guess.
Yeah. So typically in your training, though, you are using like the Ohio deadlift bar. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
How about the Oki? Have you ever had an Oki?
I've used one before at like a friend's gym, but never got too familiar with it.
Okay. So we talked about Jamal. I can't remember if it was like about 970 he pulled or whatever, but what I'm wondering is what you think about 1,000 pounds. Do you think, will we see someone do that? I know Benedict Magnuson did like 1,015, and it was, it wasn't with straps. I don't know if it was really in a powerlifting meet. I think it was a deadlift only thing. And it's also a long time ago. And I'm wondering what you think more now about like the power lifters that we're looking at, Yuri, Jamal, you, whoever else you want to throw in there. Do you think someone's going to do that relatively soon? Do you think we'll see 1,000 pounds?
I'm kind of surprised Jamal hasn't done it yet. I thought I was going to see that maybe in February or so. 'Cause he's definitely the closest. I want to say we're not like any further away than like a year from seeing somebody do it, It seems to be like a tight race, between a couple people, so even Chris Weist, he's not super far. So it's honestly, I'm rooting for him. If anybody, shit, conventional, let's go, Chris.
Yeah. His last meet, I think I don't know if it didn't go exactly how he wanted it to, but like, was he going to attempt something like close to 970, or did he maybe even?
I think he did attempt it or something.
Yeah.
I don't believe I ever saw the video of the 970 attempt. I want to say maybe he posted the 876 last warm up or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say he's got a shot at Jamal. It seems like the power's there.
And then Jamal,
it's just like, he needs to have a good day and have a good grip.
Well, it's kind of a grip problem, isn't it? Like, is that his biggest limiting factor, I think?
It kind of seems to be, at this point, it's that kind of seems to be the limiting factor. Like, I think once you start developing around 100 pounds, usually the people, like, if it fails, it's usually more of a grip thing than an overall strength thing. Like, as far as getting it off the ground and being able to muscle it to the top, you always kind of see the grip start to fail at this point.
What would your advice be on that then? Because it seems like the grip
have
really
you ever had a grip issue?
Not even close. No.
So what?
I don't know. I don't want to brag, but no. I'm very gifted with the structure of my hands. Your hand structure plays a much bigger role than your actual grip strength as far as holding a bar. If you can if your hands are a little bit thinner and a little bit longer, you can wrap your fingers around the bar just that much further. Get that much more, around your thumb, and it just makes things a million times easier.
So who introduced you to a hook grip? And how long ago was it?
This was a long time ago. I want to say this was 2015, 2016 when I first started hook gripping. And I had seen Vince Urbank. I don't know if you guys remember him. He was a strong man. I saw Vince Urbank deadlift 906 one time, and at the time it was like the all-time American record.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, both of his hands are just. Or they both over on the bar? I had to zoom in. I had to watch a couple times. I was like everybody else is now. What? How do you do that with double overhand grip? And then I saw George Lehman do it. And then I want to say George Lehman was the first person I actually heard talk about what that was and what he was doing. I was like, hook grip. I saw that word, and then from there I searched it on the internet, and then I found some weightlifting videos, because that's where it originated from. So there was lots of weightlifters who had made videos about it and stuff. So then I kind of just, started doing it. I was like, hey, well, I've seen two people now hold on to 900+ plus pounds with both of their hands over on the bar. And that's something that like I have to do because I have felt the difference between deadlifting with a mixed grip versus deadlifting with straps. And the straps just feel a lot better because I have both my hands pronated, and it looks like they're able to do that without any limitations to their grip in the same way they would be able to with a mixed grip. So yeah, I was like, I have to see what that's all about.
And so you were basically just self-taught in internet videos then?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's
and then just kind of just started putting my hands on the bar and, you know, figured out which way feels better and, you know, just make little corrections from there.
Do your thumbs have feeling to this day, or is it gone?
Well, you know, even if I like didn't hook grip for like a long time, like it still wouldn't hurt if I just loaded up something real heavy and did it. Yeah. So things like my thumbprint scanner on my phone is constantly inconsistent. And especially like if like I have just left the gym and the skin on my thumbs is like a little beat up, it's hard to type. Like, you know, I have to press extra hard. So sometimes I hit like more than 2 keys when I type. So it's pretty annoying, but that's about it. Yeah. So there's things like that.
Hook grip life.
Yeah.
What is your job? What do you do for work?
So one of the things I do, so I have a little part-time job that I do. It's usually from like 7 to 12 Monday through Friday. So like kind of early morning job. It's at a chiropractor's clinic here in town. So we have like these really fancy decompression tables, and it fixes people's backs that have bulging and herniated discs. It's a surgery alternative. It's like a really freaking awesome, cool place. You know, I do these treatments myself and stuff. And so it's just like a cool place to work. So like I work there. Just help out whatnot. So I am not a doctor. So it's just kind of funny that like I work there. There is doctors that like work there and whatnot. They're all really smart people. So, you know, I get to like, have like conversations with them all the time and whatnot and get to like learn a bunch of cool stuff. So, compared to like the average citizen, I know quite a bit about spines and whatnot. So, that's been cool. And then what else do I do? I coach people. So I have like a couple people that I train in person and a few people I coach online. And then right now that's about it. So,
and are we right that you used to work in a grocery store, like when you were first?
Yeah.
Yeah. And are you familiar with Kurt Warner at all? He was the quarterback.
Yeah.
I
remember his story.
Yeah. You're kind of the Kurt Warner of powerlifting, because Kurt went from, they always say he went from bagging groceries to playing in the Super Bowl. And you kind of went from bagging groceries to, the deadlift world record holder. So I like to think of it as the Kurt Warner story of powerlifting.
Well, I had worked my way up to management at the grocery store. Okay, I'd worked there for 7 years. Okay, that was my first job.
That's not as good of a story.
Yeah, we'll just say you were still bagging groceries in the figurative sense.
So basically, what I'm saying is I was in charge of like at least 5 other people at any given time in the store. You know, so I had some responsibility. All right.
Well, even bagging groceries is responsibility. So,
and that doesn't sound as good.
Hey man, you really don't want to fuck that up, man. People get mad.
That's true.
Yeah, man. No, customer service is important. It's an important life skill to have, you know?
Yeah,
that's true.
I worked in a grocery store. That was my first job ever.
Hell yeah, people are assholes. It's like, man, I'm so patient now with stuff, you know, because of just all my horrible experiences working there for 7 years.
Oh God, yeah.
I never worked at a grocery store. I did work at a hardware store for many years though, and kind of relatable experience, customer service stuff. Some people can be so mean too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Like just terrible.
I did like the job though, you know, the logistics of it, and
did you get any free groceries?
No, hell no. That was nope. Yeah, I guess that's really not a thing. Any grocery.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think it is. Okay. I don't think anyone really does that.
Like just ones you steal would be the only free ones you would get.
Just the ones you don't get caught with.
Right. So
okay, all right. Kaler, we've got a little game we like to play with everyone. We call it Overrated, Underrated, and we got a special Kaler set of topics just for you. And these are real tough ones. This is very serious, and everything rides on this game. So,
awesome, I'm ready.
Hopefully, you do well here.
Okay.
Overrated or underrated? Lincoln Park.
I'm gonna have to say so right now I'm gonna say overrated. If you asked me a couple of years ago, I would maybe give you a different answer. So after Chester Bennington died, you know, they definitely blew up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm tired of hearing songs. So maybe right now I'm gonna say overrated.
Okay. I think I would almost go the opposite. I think a few years ago I would have said still overrated. I almost feel like they're almost old enough now where it's like some people don't know who they are. Like,
oh, okay.
What's do you have a favorite Linkin Park album or anything like that?
I've never really liked anything past Hybrid Theory. There's a couple songs in there that I like, but then after that, I just, there's not a lot of things I like by them.
That's kind of a common theme with a lot of people, I think.
There was
definitely, Hybrid Theory was good. Yeah,
there was like a year ago where I rediscovered what was the one they did with Jay-Z, and some of those go pretty hard. Some of those songs go pretty hard. Yeah. There's some bangers on there.
And what's Meteora? Was that?
I forget where that is in the timeline of.
I think that was a good album though, if I remember right. I don't know.
I've actually seen them in a concert before.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're pretty cool live.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure it'd be a really fun concert.
No, that's good. Linkin Park. Okay. All right. Next one. Overrated or underrated? And I'll preface this. You're from. Are you born and raised in Lubbock? Have you been in?
Yep.
Okay. This will be a good one then. Overrated or underrated? Okay. Bobby Knight.
Underrated. Bob Knight's the man.
Okay.
Yeah. I love Bob Knight. I got his autograph on like a Dallas Cowboy hat. I didn't have anything else. I was like 9. I think I was like 8 or 9 years old. I was wearing like a Dallas Cowboy, my Joey Galloway Dallas Cowboy jersey and the Dallas Cowboy hat. And we were at a Morton Indians high school basketball game. And I was like, Dad, that's Bob Knight up there. He was at the game scouting,
cool.
Yeah. So yeah. He was actually nice. I was kind of scared, because of things I had seen on TV.
Throwing chairs.
Yeah, I'm a child,
Joking.
Yeah.
So do you still have the hat to this day?
No.
Oh, damn it.
No.
That's something you could probably put on eBay for at least like $30,
Yeah, gosh dang it.
Texas Tech has to be a pretty big deal in Lubbock, though, right? I mean, it
is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Here. Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is Texas Tech, are they good at football? Not like recently?
No.
Okay.
No, we have been horrible ever since Mike Leach left.
Right. Because it was like the high-powered offense. Offense with him, like all the receivers and like QBs that would just like lead the NCAA.
Johnny Manziel.
That was A&M.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
That's
there was
Graham Harrell, BJ Simmons,
and they would like lead the NCAA in passing yards and stuff, but then they weren't really like good NFL caliber quarterbacks. Almost wasn't. No,
because we would usually allow more passing yards on defense than we would get on offense. But our offense was. Our defense was equally as unimpressive as our offense was impressive.
Right.
Yeah, it was one of those things. Still kind of is, I guess.
All right, good stuff. Overrated or underrated? Okay, this one. So you did say you're not a doctor, but you are to us and to everyone. You really are Dr. Deadlift. I think you are the doctor of deadlifts, and that's just a fact. So overrated or underrated? We want to look at another doctor here, Dr. Strange.
Doctor Strange is a little overrated. Okay. Well, hold on. Wait. Let me think about this for a second. Let me try to remember what the general opinion is of him.
But is there a general opinion?
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I've ever seen it, but he even got his own movie, right? Like he had one that was his own movie,
and it was good.
Okay.
I'm gonna say he's underrated because of what he's actually capable of doing. He's really powerful.
He is really powerful.
Doing things like controlling time. That's a big thing.
That is a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a very underrated power. So yeah.
Well, and he did come in clutch too, and in game too, right? Like he was a part of it all. Yeah. Okay.
And I guess, since we're talking like superheroes and movies, is there really any end to the possibilities of magic? And that's basically what his powers are. So,
right.
Right. kind of a wizard. So,
anything is possible.
Right.
At this point,
Right.
Yeah. So he would fit in quite well with Harry Potter too and whatnot. He's like with those guys.
Right. Yeah, it is funny. Like when you you try to gauge everyone's powers and like what's actually more important and stuff like that. And like after a while, it's like I don't really understand even how you compare. Like what
He's really strong.
Right. You're like actually you're like I think the guy who's really fast has killed all you by now. You know.
Right. Like, couldn't he just run around and stab you all real quick and you wouldn't even notice?
Yeah. Right.
But then the guy that can
if he's running almost the speed of light and then he punches you, that's it. You know, like you don't exist ever again. That's worse than what Thanos could ever do to you with his fucking snap. You know. Yeah.
Right. Okay, that's good. That's good conversation on Doctor Strange. He kind of seems boring though. I haven't seen the Doctor Strange movie. All I know is from what I've seen, and I'm not an avid Marvel fan. I've just kind of seen some of the big movies, and he always seemed a little boring from the bit I saw.
He has a good character arc. He goes from being a douchebag to kind of a nice guy. You kind of like him. And, you know,
some redemption.
You feel good. Feels good to watch. You know?
Okay.
Good for him.
All right, this is the next one's the last one, and it's the most important. We always save the most important for last, and almost everything right. Nothing up to this point even matters. It's all on this one. So, overrated or underrated handlebar mustaches?
I think they're a little overrated.
Are you rocking a handlebar right now?
Nope.
Okay.
Has it been a while?
It has been a while. I just noticed so many other people having the mustaches and stuff that I just didn't want to do it anymore. You know what I mean? So
that is
I get that way with stuff. You know, I don't mean to be that way, but I can't help it.
Yeah. So you kind of set the trend, and then
you did it before it was cool, and then you get out of it.
It's like
I don't even want to do hook grip anymore. You know?
Right.
I mean, no, I'm just kidding.
Everyone does it.
Like Nelly, like he switched to. Everyone was thinking about fades, and then he switched to braids. Now everyone's got braids, and he's thinking about fades again. It's kind of the same thing. Yeah. Same thing.
Big decisions.
Right. Okay, so overall, I think you did real well on overrated and underrated today. You definitely passed. We're proud of you.
I wasn't aware this was a pass-fail thing, but I'm glad I passed.
Didn't want to put too much pressure on right away, but
we like to just sucker people into it. Like we lead them into it, and then we hit them with the serious part.
Yeah.
So
seems to work.
No, all right. Well, that's cool. We were excited to have you on. We've been wanting to do it for a while, so it's cool to catch up with you. We hope the pec straightens out here not too long, and we look forward to seeing you do some big deadlifts and taking that 220 record back the right way at some point in time here.
Yeah, not to say it was really done the wrong way.
I know.
I don't want to sound that way about it. You know, it was a good lift. He's incredibly strong. Nobody's taking away anything. But
really, it belongs in America, though, right?
But let's just all meet. I'm just saying, let's just all meet up on the same day together and go do it. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
You know, I'm willing to do that.
No, and you don't have to say it. We'll say it for you. We'll put words in your mouth.
Yeah. Arranging things right now is kind of unrealistic, so I'm just
yeah
especially internationally, it's just kind of
right. No, that's cool. We appreciate having you on. That's good stuff. Thanks, Kaler.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, see you later.
All right, bye.
Well,
what do you give him?
Cool beans. Cool beans.
Double cool beans
For Mr. Not Mr.
Doctor.
Oh, can you say Mr.
That's
Dr.
Doctor
Deadlift?
to you, Tanner.
It's Dr. Mr. Deadlift.
Mr. Doctor.
Yeah, the doctor is in. I was thinking about when we talked about Nelly. Also, we never talked about DMX.
Oh, we did not talk about DMX.
Just coincidentally.
I mean, we're actually not. The episode's still going on, so we haven't technically missed it yet.
That's true.
Was that just like on Friday or was it Saturday?
It was not long ago, but remember, just not too many episodes ago, we did a DMX reference, and we both did barking into the.
Oh, is that what we were? I remember we were barking. I couldn't remember if we were talking about DMX.
We were like, yeah, and we were like, ugh.
Yeah. I mean, you forget about how many gym classics he has.
That's
his songs have to get played in so many gyms across the country.
I liked DM. Like some rappers I didn't really care for growing up, and some I did really like, and I had several. I think probably most of his albums at the time when I was growing up.
My earliest connection to DMX, I'm pretty sure it was Up in Here. So I When did that song probably come out? Like 98 or 99 ish around there. So I would have maybe been 10, which meant like getting CDs meant my parents had to buy them for me,
Right.
and which meant that didn't happen very often.
Right.
And I went to my uncle. My uncle lived in the cities. He took my brother and I to the Mall of America one day because that was like the craziest place in the world. And it just so happened that the day we went, there was a skate demo going on with Tony Hawk there.
Really?
Yeah. And so we were so
Cool.
jacked because we love skateboarding, and they were throwing out like, stuff into the crowd, and they threw out like a little CD, and I got the CD, and there was some songs the only things I remember, there was 2 songs by Sum 41, which I'd never heard of at that point. They actually weren't like anything then. And there was Up in Here by DMX on it.
Yeah, nice.
And as like a 9 or 10-year-old, it was like, this is the greatest thing ever. Because it was hard to listen to music back then,
Right.
Like if it wasn't on the radio, you didn't hear it. You wouldn't find it on the internet.
No, that's right.
So yeah, that like 8 disc or that CD with like 8 songs on it, 2 of them being Sum 41, 1 of them being DMX, got played a lot.
Yeah. What would be some of Sum 41's?
So actually the one on this was Makes No Difference, which was like their big song, like probably their biggest one was Fat Lip.
Oh yeah, right.
And that was a fun song.
Right.
I did see them a few years ago in concert in Minneapolis. They did a zombie pub crawl, and Sum 41 played. It was a really good time. It was like, I'm like, 14 again, like losing my mind. It was they brought the energy.
Yeah, that's good. DMX does still come on the
time.
gym
All the
almost
time.
daily. Like
Yeah.
all the
old
various
iPods, every
have
single
DMX. I think they all have
Our
DMX
8
on them.
old iPods all somehow have DMX on them. Not every one of them has AC/DC. I think probably all of them, maybe except one.
Some of them have extensive AC/DC on them.
like a lot of live albums. I think all of them probably
this is Thunderstruck, but nothing hits until like 3 minutes in.
the extended intro.
yeah.
I think they all probably have Metallica.
Yeah.
But I think they all have DMX on them.
Which is a funny commonality between like
is.
all the individuals' taste there. They all thought,
is.
DMX, that's necessary.
Yeah, I would also say that I think everyone knows about this, but if you don't, it is worth checking out if you're any type of fan of DMX. Is DMX the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer when he sings that? It's kind of a classic,
Right.
It's like, DMX. He just has a certain talent in a way of
His
his voice is just different than everyone else's.
X did give it to us.
He
didn't
did. He did give it to him.
He did give it to him.
Yep.
Do we have anything else special we need to cover today?
I think that's probably all of it.
Should we talk about our sponsors again?
Oh, I don't know why we wouldn't.
Once again, I wanted to welcome our newest sponsor, Fusion Sports Performance. Their supplements. I'm going to even go off script on this. I think they kind of got 4 major supplements that they handle, which I kind of like because they kind of have the stuff that I would actually use.
You got to be skeptical of the supplement companies that have like 90 supplements, right?
Right. Well, it's like, okay, so they sell pre-workouts. They sell 2 different ones. One is a very high stim. One is a more moderate. I get that.
Yep, makes sense.
And I also understand pre-workouts and caffeine. Yes, that is something that does something.
Those
are supplements that work.
Pretty well documented.
Yes. They have whey protein powder.
Yep, I get that. My
Makes a lot of sense.
Understands that.
Yes, that is a supplement that I use, and that is worth buying. Then they also have like a post-workout powder, which is essentially main ingredients creatine and BCAAs. Creatine, one of the other supplements that is like proven
to do
that
something.
it does something.
Yeah.
So I like that. I can get behind them for that reason. The other thing that I like about it is no proprietary blends. All the ingredients are on the label clearly with how much is in it. So you at least know what you're taking, because there is something, the older I get, like, do I want to take something when I don't even know what it is?
Like, I mean, chemicals, but there's a lot of things in here I can't read.
Like, even if I don't know what everything is, I could, if I wanted to take the time, figure it out, because I do know how much is dosed and everything like that. So yeah, those are the reasons that Fusion SP is a good fit for us as a sponsor on the Massenomics podcast. And the most important part is that we have a discount code with them. It's 20% that you could save on your order. The code for that is MASS, in all caps, MASS, and that's at fusionsp.net. Today's episode is also brought to you by Texas Power Bars. Way back in 1980, Buddy kept set on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he had ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was born. It was strong as a house with the best knurling, and it was maintenance-free. Hundreds of Cailer Woolam records have been and continue to be set and broken on the Texas Power Bar, and
Texas
more importantly, the
Deadlift
Texas Deadlift Bar in his case.
Do you think it was a red one, like the Massenomics gym has?
I hope. In my mind, it was.
Yeah.
In my mind, it was a red one.
Painted Massenomics red.
Massenomics red. To learn more, visit them at TexasPowerBars.com. And today's episode is brought to you by The Strength Co. They make premium made-in-America barbell equipment, including their machined and E-coated plates. These plates are functional, easy to handle, accurate, and made to last a lifetime. Once again, if you haven't seen the Brandon Campbell video on the Strength Co. plates, go check that out. It's a great video that highlights those plates and shows you what's cool about them. You can learn more at thestrengthco.com. That's thestrengthco.com. Today's show is also brought to you by Lifting Large. Lifting Large has set a new standard for customer service within the strength world. They have live website chat support and speedy email responses. Lifting Large is home to the Ground Lock Deadlift Slipper. So they've got the Ground Lock Deadlift Slipper. We've got the Deficit Deadlift Boot. That's kind of the inverse. But people have said that our Deficit Deadlift Boot is the Ground Lock Deadlift Slipper of Deficit Deadlift Boot.
Did you just get inverted right there?
I was inverted. I was wearing Deficit Deadlift boots.
I had a Deficit Deadlift boot
But
on
someone
one foot
said-
and a Ground Lock Deadlift slipper
Someone
on the
said you
other.
should really wear, if you want to do it best, you would wear your Ground Lock Deadlift slippers over the top of your Deficit
There you
Deadlift
go.
boots
There
for
you go.
added traction.
There you go.
I'm like, that makes a lot of sense.
It does.
You can save 20% on all Lifting Large branded products, including the deadlift slippers. MASS20 is our discount code there, MASS20 at checkout. And of course, last, but of course not least, is SPUD Inc. Of course they're last. The goal of SPUD Inc. straps is to make products that support sports performance and help everyone achieve their training goals. They make products that last forever, won't bust your budget, and most importantly, leave no doubt about success when everything is on the line. Check them out online at spud-inc-straps.com. I'll make sure they're first next week.
Yeah. And of course, first is SPUD Inc.
Of course they're first. So that's our sponsors. You can please subscribe on YouTube. We're almost at a milestone on YouTube. So if you become a YouTube subscriber, you'll help us hit our next milestone there. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts.
We're
Leave us a
almost
5-star
on the road
review.
to the road to 400.
We're getting close to the road where the on-ramp is in the distance that we've noticed. We've acknowledged that it's there.
The evil people at Lamar Billboards took down our billboards, so we have to get revenge on them by putting up another billboard.
Yes, we'll get the last laugh by giving them more money.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Go buy our stuff.
Go buy our stuff and sign up to become a supporting member. That's what I'd really like to.
Yeah.
If I could pick just 10 things to have you do between now and the next episode, it'd be leave us a review, become a supporting member,
And
buy
then
our
sign
stuff.
up for 8 platinum memberships.
Yes, that'd be the last 8. Sign up for 8 platinum supporting podcast memberships. And
We're talking.
How do they sign up for those memberships?
Massenomics.com/join.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. And
Well, then you got to put your credit card in.
Oh,
and
yeah,
give us the money. But
right.
but typing that in
never mind.
is
Just going to the website, just typing in massenomics.com/join. That's not all
we
you have to
haven't
do.
figured out how to just take your credit card without you giving it to us.
Once we figure that out, that'll be the day.
Yeah.
Tommy, where do they find you?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can find me at Tanner_Baird, but nobody cares about that. Make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics.
See you.